TV. I'm Laura Flanders. We're here with Namrita Kapoor. She's with Root Capital, and she's one of the 1,000 or so attenders here at the SOCAP 2009 conference in San Francisco. SOCAP, Social Capital Markets. Namrita knows all about it. A year ago, Namrita, loans and lenders and borrowing and debt lending and debt trading, all of it got a very bad name as we watched our economy slide off the skids. You're in that business, but it's different. How?
So Root Capital, we're a social investment fund. We're lending primarily to grassroots businesses in the developing world. These are farmer and artisan cooperatives that have very robust businesses and have market connections, but they're locked out of the local banking system. So that's keeping them from being able to grow their businesses and really take advantage of those market connections that they have. Now, particularly, let me go through our strategy quickly. So we've got a three-pronged strategy: finance, advise, and catalyze. Finance is our direct lending, and we can go into that a little bit more about how we mitigate risk and have collateral in an area where traditionally it's hard to find collateral for local banks. Advise is our second prong, and advise is the public good, if you will. It needs to sit side by side the capital that we're lending. This is the training that the grassroots businesses need in order to even manage a loan that a social investment fund like ours is going to be providing to them.
So not just give the loan and let the borrower do as he or she will, but rather make sure that borrower receives some real training.
Right, and we're all about, and this is our third prong strategy, catalyze, which is sort of the uber public good. We're all about working ourselves out of a job. We're not trying to grow market share, our market share. We're trying to grow the market. And the way to do that is to figure out how can we engage and entice local financial institutions to start entering into this arena and ultimately take us action.
So make your pitch. There are people who watch this program who perhaps are investors on in the stock market. Maybe they have some extra money and they think, well, if I had any extra money, I would invest in that kind of good stuff. But I really, in this environment, need to see a big return. What's your pitch to those people?
Well, big return is relative, right? So in this type of marketplace, we've been much more saleable, if you will. We provide on average a 2.5% return on the investment. But what's even more important is the social and environmental return that we're providing. So they're helping sustain communities through their investment. They're helping stabilize supply chains, which is directly related to our economy here. Just yesterday, we had Starbucks announce that they're going to invest in an additional $2 million in our fund, bringing their total invested into our fund to $9 million. And that's not their philanthropic arm. That's their balance sheet capital, which is what's really interesting. So they recognize that this type of investment is core to their business. Similarly, Prudential Financial is going to be investing $2 million in us shortly as well. And likewise, sort of recognizing we're interconnected. If you don't have stable economies elsewhere, it's going to be harder for us to have stable economies here in the U.S. So you are getting a fairly secure, I would argue, considering our track record, a fairly secure 2.5% return. Plus, more importantly, you're helping to build stability globally, not just in terms of community development, but also climate change, frankly, which is definitely impacting all of us.
Namrita, we could talk forever, but I thank you for taking the time, and I hope that we can pick up this conversation some other time. There's
Likewise.
a lot more to be talked about.
Thank you.
Thank you. Namrita Kapoor from Root Capital, folks. More information at our website.